welcome to the Beefy Pod, the official podcast of Beefy, the multi-chain yield optimizer located on over 30 different blockchains, getting you some of the best yield in all of DeFi. If you don't know, Beefy is like the guy who's staring at you at the other end of the bar. He's had a couple gin and tonics. He's kind of looking at you funny. He's very handsome, and you're kind of curious. He approaches you, and the moment he does, he opens his mouth, and he asks you, what's your seed phrase? Us? We'll just ask you to like and subscribe. Welcome to the show. I'm here with my friend, the creature from down under, our marketing genius at Beefy, TBC, the Beefy Cow. How are you today?
Doing great. Lovely to be here. Can't wait to talk some crypto topics as usual. And yeah.
Lovely. Love to see that. And also, I just want to mention that this is a very, very special episode of the Beefy Pod because we are doing something that no one has done. We are going to really break barriers today and really change the landscape because we are going to talk about the news. Isn't that right?
Yes.
Whoa, calm down. All right, chill. It's just the news. God. God. All right. So let's get this show on the road. So with story number one, nearsighted. Everyone thought this week that Near got hacked. And this was some elaborate stuff. I mean, they had a whole bunch of videos and crazy posts, stuff that was anti-crypto, talking about Amazon and Google and, you know, all these other applications are fine, that Web3 is dead. And it seemed to have got a lot of attention, which was the plan. As it turns out, Near did this fake hack as a marketing stunt. TBC, how did you take all this in?
Yeah. So, as someone who's constantly on crypto Twitter, as a human being that lives and breathes this stuff, regrettably, I was kind of onto it from the start. Didn't look like a typical hack. Also, just seemed like, hey, they got a new intern that just happened to watch Back to the Future 2 and was like, that scene with the 80s cafe was pretty sweet. I have an idea. And it went for it. And it seems to work. It grabbed attention. It grabbed headlines. It did what it needed to do. Did I fall for it? No, but maybe you did. And that's okay because sometimes the outrageous stunt marketing strategy works. And I don't know. Did it work? Did it work on you, Jorge?
Yes, it did. It did work. I mean, there was always something in the back of my mind that said, hey, this thing could be fake. But the interesting part about this is that it looks like most people thought this was real because the price of Near dumped around 2%
Good strategy.
Yesterday. Great strategy. Great strategy.
Add the Jason Bateman clip from Dodgeball, right?
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
Yeah, but in a way, you know what? Although it may have came off as a little too much, a little cringe. Like it just seems like if someone went out of their way to hack Near and took over their Twitter X account, whatever you want to call it, I feel like it would be more succinct. It just felt kind of all over the place. Like, what a huge risk to go after like a big company, hack something from presumably a big tech company that might be able to figure out who you are and sue you and go, you know what I mean? It seems like a little extra, but people got scared. They dumped their Near, but subsequently now everybody's talking about Near. So, and they have all these events that are coming up soon, like Redacted, which the hacker mentioned, or the fake hacker. So, I mean, if you ask me, I think it's money well spent. You and I are making a video about this.
You did the job. And that's what you have to do. Marketing in DeFi is not an easy job. It's made even more difficult by, X and their algorithm that seems to do whatever the hell it wants and show whomever your information whenever it feels like. And on top of it, you got a sluggish market. And, if your project is struggling, it's pretty easy to get some attention if you go out there and do something pretty outlandish. And so hats off to the Near crew for doing it. Well done.
Yeah, no, I liked it, and I love how far they went with the video and everything. So I mean,
My question though is,
I think this was a lot of fun.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but my question is, max headroom. You know, does the audience know the reference there, or are they like now they're just searching who Max is? I don't know. Seems like maybe a bit too antiquated for the Degen community, but I'm not sure.
It is possible. I mean, I think a lot of degens are probably from the 90s, you know, if I had to guess, and that's like after their time. So, I mean, I don't know. I still think it was cool that they made the reference to Max Headroom. I dug it. I liked it.
Because you're old, so we'll move on.
That's not very nice, TBC.
My apologies.
I'm aging like fine wine. Don't look at me with skepticism.
Next up, got FTX. The United States Securities and Exchange Commission has reserved its right to object to proposals by FTX administrators to pay creditors in stablecoins. In a court filing, the regulator said it reserves its right to challenge transactions involving crypto assets. This comes after FTX's bankruptcy. A state announced that creditors and customers will likely receive between 14 and 16 billion in total compensation. However, this does not include payouts for holders of FTX's ill-fated token, FTT. The SEC has previously criticized stablecoins, saying they may help facilitate those seeking to sidestep public policy goals. Some have criticized the regulator's continued attitude towards stablecoins as jurisdictional overreach. So, Jorge, should FTX's estate be allowed to pay people in stablecoins, or did I just read all this wrong?
Yes. No. First off, I don't understand their deal. Look, at the end of the day, if I'm getting paid, whether it's in cash, gold bars, equity, or whatever, it should be, you know, your choice. If that's an option and you want the stuff that you bought, which was originally crypto, to be paid back to you in a stable coin, which might not be the perfect, you know, solution. I mean, some people lost all the value of their Solana or other tokens that have exploded, you know, but at least they can get it in stable coins. And if they want, they can get back into the positions that they had before or use it for something else, like getting yield on Beefy. So, you know, with that being said, it's just kind of weird that they're against people having the option. You know, I just think it's a waste of people's time.
Yeah.
You know? Like, I just think it's odd that they want to interfere in this. I mean, people who dealt with this stuff have already gone through enough. Just let them get their money back already. I mean,
what happens if they miss another bull market? If there is another bull market.
This happened last bull market. That's a great point. And they still haven't gotten their money back. Bitcoin's already like hit a new all-time high, and these people still haven't gotten paid back. God damn it. Sam, if you have internet connection, you messed this whole party up. God damn. And it looks like, you know, a lot of people have kind of reacted in the same vein. It looks like nobody really agrees with the SEC. I mean, we are people in the crypto community, so like 99.9% of us would not agree with this, but that's honestly that's my take.
It's very controversial take there, Jorge. Well done.
Yeah, so much new news here. All right, ready for the next story? Kamala donations. Now, for all of you who are watching this show, I think I think it's fair to say that a lot of us have looked at Kamala Harris or the Biden administration in general with a lot of skepticism under their administration. We've seen so much anti-crypto stuff, and I don't blame you if you're upset about that, as many people are. However, interestingly enough, the CFO of Coinbase made a statement that Vice President Kamala Harris has actually been seeking to use Coinbase to receive crypto donations, which actually started to get a lot of people wondering if she's open to receiving crypto donations and to be affiliated with crypto, then perhaps she's going to make a policy statement in the future saying that she is pro-crypto. However, not all is as it seems. As it turns out, her super PAC, Future Forward USA, was actually the entity using Coinbase to receive crypto donations. So, I mean, the way I look at this, it's possible that this is like the very first sign that Mark Cuban and some of the other sort of left-wing crypto or successful people in crypto that want to be affiliated with the Democrats may have started to like kind of get their teeth sunk in. I wouldn't be surprised if the reason they accept crypto is because, people like the CEO of Galaxy Digital, I'll put a picture of him here. I don't remember his name. Mark Cuban and others have basically been pressuring the Harris campaign and probably the entities donating to her to be pro-crypto. I think it's inevitable. Like, why would you want to not dig into that 50 million US crypto pool of voters? Now, that being said, I still feel like this is a nothing burger. At best, it's getting people to speculate. But I'm not sold. I don't know. How do you feel about this, TBC?
Okay, I'm taking it from a completely different perspective, right? I don't really care. I just I'm probably thinking like, imagine you're in the office at Coinbase and you're just like, what did our CFO just say? Kamala Harris is aligning us with her. That's a bold strategy there. Maybe we should clarify this, because do we really want to be related to this person, right? That seems like a really strange maneuver, and obviously coming out and saying it was incorrectly stated is, I don't know, is that cover? Is that, I don't know what it is, but I just think if you're Coinbase and all of a sudden you're aligned with Kamala Harris, I don't know if that tells your users the same type of brand message that you send out there on a daily basis. I don't know. That's just me.
No, I think you're making a lot of sense. I also want to ask a real question. Was the CFO of Coinbase, Alicia Haas, here's the picture of her I found on LinkedIn, was she consuming beverages? If so, what beverages was she consuming? Comment below.
She might have been drinking with Kamala.
I want to start drinking that.
They might have just had a couple of drinks together.
What's that thing she likes to say? Where it's like, what cannot be undone cannot be undone.
Oh my God, stop it.
I can imagine what can be and be unburdened by what has been. You know?
Well,
whatever. I'm putting the clip here so people can see what I'm referring to. All right.
So I don't. For
TBC.
those of you out there who are crypto fans of politicians or politician fans who like crypto, I got some news for you, and I don't know if this was on your list of random things that were going to happen this year, but apparently Donald Trump has gone full degen. See, this is a story. I don't know. It's happening. The man got shot at.
It's
He's
happening.
probably going to prison, and now he's like, oh, what the hell? I'll do some NFTs, and what other crazy crap can we do? Donald Trump's World Liberty Financial Project, that's a mouthful, is going to make DeFi great again. The project will be built on Aave. It's not a fork of Aave. It's going to be built with Aave and on Ethereum or Ethereum blockchains, according to the white paper. And I'll be honest, I didn't read the whole thing, and let me know if you do. Jorge will post it in the link below, and just good luck, people. This project is facing criticism, oddly enough, for its similarities with Doe Finance, a DeFi project that was hacked in July and lost $2 million. So, who's going to check the code? Is it going to be audited? How many times? Will we have Trump Vey on Beefy? I don't know. It might happen. I can't wait for the conversation. Do you think Donald Trump is on Telegram? And what would his Telegram handle be? Anyway, the integration with Aave and Ethereum could boost the relevance of both platforms as the World Liberty Financial Project aims to provide financial services to marginalized communities. So, hey, if Trump's out there and he's getting into DeFi and he's telling people about it, we could be sitting on the cusp of the greatest bull market in the history of ever. Your thoughts, Jorge?
I think you sold it better than the post on Twitter. I want to start out by saying that. Look, this is my thought on this. I don't know if you guys could read it in my tone, but I'm a believer that this should be a totally bipartisan issue. And I do believe there's such thing as like blue MAGA. I'm sure you've now met people that are like, you know, Joe Biden didn't do anything wrong. Like, there's no way we can criticize the Democrats. MSNBC. But, you know, I feel like the left-wing people are going to see this and just, like, suddenly be like, oh, he's involved with this, therefore it's completely useless. We can't do anything about it. I don't know. But my other thing is, a guy that's running for president getting involved in what seems to be a forked DeFi project, I can't say for sure, with a project that was, you know, hacked 2 million. I don't think it's the best look. I don't know. I haven't used this product. I might, just for the shiggles, for the memes. And maybe I'll update you guys in the next video. But at the same time, I will say that it does add some legitimacy to see people that are involved in politics, going into DeFi, or even the Trump family. Now, I just pray to God that this isn't a rug pull, because I just pray to God this is not a rug pull, because the guys, if this is a rug pull, this is going to hit the crypto media so hard. I wouldn't be surprised if it's like the protocol gets like 10 billion in TVL, right? And then suddenly this thing gets hacked into nothing. And then the Bitcoin starts to crash, the market starts to crash. People in politics are like, see, this is all BS, blah, blah, blah. And like, that's my thoughts. I think that's that could be the outcome of this. Okay. What do you think?
I got an idea. Are you in? Are you in? Okay, this is
right,
my
idea. The idea.
Okay. We hire the near intern. All right. And we start a new project, and here we go. We fork Aave, and then, get this, we call it Kamala Vey.
Kamala Vey.
And we make a Kamala DAO, and we just get Kamala Harris to support us. Tell me that having competing DeFi protocols with Trump Vey and Kamala Vey is not going to be the next greatest bull run ever. We could pump those tokens. We could pump them, and then Kamala's people will be buying that stuff up, right? Just like they've been, buying ads on what's the betting site? I don't know. Whatever. But we'll sell it, and we'll be so rich, and we'll just get out. We'll get right out before election night, dude. You in?
For those, I don't know about that, but I will say, for those of you that are watching this and haven't read into the metaphor that TBC has so eloquently performed for us in front of a live studio audience, that is just me. I hope you understand where he's going with this. Anyways, off to the next topic. ZKsync layoffs. Oh no.
We could hire some of the ZKsync people to come work for us.
Dude, now you got the right idea. That'll be the fastest zero knowledge application.
And I mean, come on. Tell me that Kamala isn't the perfect zero knowledge platform.
Okay, yeah, Kamala may just be. Maybe the name of it should be that literally just that phrase she keeps saying that I never understood. Here's the clip of that again.
I can imagine what can be and be unburdened by what has been. You know?
But before we lose track, so Matter Labs, the institution that focuses on building ZKsync, unfortunately has laid off 16% of its staff, which sounds like a lot, but it's affecting about 24 employees total. And the company cited changing market environments. Obviously, there's now a ton of competition in the layer 2 space on Ethereum. And the question is how much of that TVL is going to be distributed across all these different layer 2s. So there's a lot of unanswered questions. And the affected employees were notified in advance, and they received an exit package. So at least it seems like these guys did the best that they could to give these guys the most comfortable leave possible. And the question is, do you think ZKsync is like the first of many layoffs that we're going to see in the layer 2 space? It seems to me, I'm actually surprised that it took this long. Not that I had anything against ZKsync or that I questioned the technology. It just feels to me like the layer 2 space is extremely saturated. What do you think, Tim?
Yeah, originally when I saw this, I thought that this was just a marketing stunt. Thought that they had got a new intern, and they're like, we need to create some controversy here.
Okay.
Turns out, I guess I was wrong on this one. But, yeah, I think ZKsync just realized the strategy they're using probably isn't working. They're getting crushed quite a bit by the other L2s that are out there. And that L2 community, man, if you're not hot and you're not convincing those DeFi users to come aboard with some sort of legitimate, serious incentives, it's going to be hard to compete. And
yeah,
you got to do what you got to do to keep yourself going. So, I don't know. Is 24 people that big of a deal? There's a lot of DeFi protocols out there with way more staff than ZKsync has. So I think it's big news for them. Is it big news for all of DeFi? I don't think so. I think it's the story's a little bit bigger than what it really means for the rest of us. And as you know, the market's been absolutely crazy. Are you built for the long run? Are you built to try to make sure the project lasts 5-10 years? Do you have your strategies in place for that? It's one of the things at Beefy that's, we talk about, right? We make sure that we are going to stick around as long as we possibly can. And that's how we operate. You build for longevity, and you adjust when necessary. Here, I think ZKsync's got to pivot. They're definitely proven they have. And I don't know, maybe they just hired a lot of people in positions that weren't necessary. Remember, Elon went in and fired like 40 million people who worked at Twitter, and now he's got 15 people and a cart full of ramen, and they keep it going, so who knows?
That's true. Well, probably ramen and Adderall. That's my guess.
Yeah, and the X's strategy of, hey, let's give a lot of boosts to tweets about Hitler. It's another bold strategy that's out there. So you got to do what you got to do today to get attention. Speaking of getting attention, North Korea, always in the news trying to get attention.
Go to North Korea.
All right, it might not even be North Korea. The FBI is giving North Korea some attention. The FBI has warned that North Korean cyber criminals, they're out there again, are targeting cryptocurrency industries, including companies related to the digital asset exchange trade funds, or ETFs, as we all commonly know them. And if you are paying attention to this, North Korean hackers, I have nothing against you. Just don't look. Just leave me alone, okay? Just leave me alone. Same thing, FBI. I was just joking about Kamala, okay? It was just a joke, nothing serious. I won't create the Kamala doll. Doll. The criminals.
We didn't even give it a chance.
Criminals. All right, I'm just calling them criminals already. Are using increasingly sophisticated methods. Okay, Jorge, you ready for this? You want to hear what they are? Okay,
I'm ready.
The methods include things such as phishing scams and impersonation attempts to steal people's valuable information. Being a Twitter guru, I must say that I get about 15 to 20 phishing scams and impersonation attempts per day. So, hey, don't check your DMs, because most likely they're just North Korean hackers or people pretending to be North Korean hackers. Whatever. Anyway, this comes after the United States Treasury sanctioned such useful tools to all the hackers and North Koreans, like Tornado Cash, one of Ethereum's main coin mixing tools, and after the SEC approved spot Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs for traditional investors. North Korean actors have been known to target crypto communities for years and go after their protocols, and they have stolen hundreds of millions of dollars each year. Hey, it's keeping the lights on up there. All 10 lights.
Nukes aren't cheap. Well, TBC, if I could say, now, I will say, it seems like for a country that is sealed off from the rest of the world, and also seals itself from the rest of the world coming in, that hacking, especially with all the different hacks that go on in crypto all the time, I don't think it's unreasonable to think that this could actually be happening. What I think is a very odd is like that the FBI has chosen to make this public. You would think that the FBI would just reach out directly to, say, Coinbase, BlackRock, and the issuers of these ETFs. And I'm not saying they didn't, but it seems odd that they're letting the public know, because the public can easily invest into these products now. Like, you could do it through any of your brokerage accounts, or if you're still a person who has a financial advisor, you could reach out and, have a person purchase or get you a position in a Bitcoin ETF or ETH ETF. So if you ask me, it seems more, and I could be wrong, maybe I'm just being like a negative Nancy here, but it feels to me like they're trying to scare people from using these ETFs. Because you're not the North Korean actor. Neither am I. I would make for a very Latin-looking North Korean hacker, by the way. Which I'm not.
Get on it. Audience, get on it. Cancel him. Did you? I don't know. And I apologize to the guy on Twitter who brought this up, or Telegram, or wherever it was, for not properly quoting you. But hey, I'm not a professional. Figured out the best way to make sure you're not dealing with a North Korean hacker. Ask them to say something bad about Kim Jong-il and see if they respond. Because they probably won't do that. They won't do that. Anyway.
Yeah, you get an email from, like, Larry thinks on his computer, he gets an email from, like, John Doe American at yahoo.com. And the email says, hey, Larry, I need the keys for
oh, okay, yeah.
Bitcoin ETF. I'm John Doe, your American friend. And he responds, well, John Doe, can you tell me something bad about Kim Jong-un? I can't say anything about a man that goes on long walks and is absolutely ripped with a gigantic six-pack and huge personality.
Oh my God.
Boom. Works every time.
Kim Jong-vei, maybe?
Kim Jong-vei? Yeah, totally.
We
not sketchy.
We make a communist DAO, right? All your funds are our funds.
Our funds.
Your private keys are our private keys. All right. Anyway, speaking of, wait, am I up next? Okay. Oh, I'm sorry.
No.
Yeah, I screwed up that transition. We'll fix it in a minute.
You did. Comment below about how upset you are at TBC. So, NFTs are still a thing. In fact, the market is continuing to grow, or at least evolve, and it seems that Magic Eden has finally taken the lead. For those of you that are not familiar with Magic Eden was the primary NFT market for Solana that then expanded into the Ethereum network and also some of ETH's Layer 2s. It now makes up 36.7% of NFT trading market share, now eclipsing Blur and OpenSea. And something that's really interesting is that Blur and OpenSea have had monthly volumes of 84 million and 66 million, respectively, with the corresponding market share of 25.4% and 19.9%. So it seems like people have been moving away from OpenSea. And, you know, I think also what this might be highlighting, it'd be interesting to look into this. But do you think that maybe because Magic Eden was such a strong player in Solana that they kind of dominated that market and Solana's just growing extremely fast? I mean, I would be very surprised if people are using Magic Eden for Ethereum-based NFT trading more so than, say, OpenSea. You know, what do you think?
Oh, I don't. I can't believe people still buy NFTs. I thought we pivoted to turning NFTs into actual useful real world items, like contracts, licenses, you know, things we can use. Not just your regular ETH rocks and Hello Kitties or whatever. Crypto Kitties? Hello Kitty? I don't know. I don't know anything about NFTs. I don't care about any of this. I didn't know what Magic Eden is, and I can't believe there are people that actually use Solana. All right. Sorry, Jorge. Okay. My read is rough seas ahead for NFTs.
Great transition.
OpenSea. Hey, you were just talking about that. A popular non-fungible token NFT marketplace has received a Wells notice from the United States Securities and Exchange Commission, suggesting that it may face enforcement action for alleged unrestricted security sales. CEO Devin Feinzer pledged to stand up and fight against any potential action, and has announced a $5 million fund to help cover legal fees or one NFT rock. So the SEC, man, has been increasingly active in targeting, as we know, crypto and blockchain firms, raising concerns about the regulatory gray area surrounding now NFTs in the United States. So Jorge simply asked, are NFT securities, and if an NFT that is used for a rock picture JPEG is, when I finally put the title of my house as an NFT and I sell it on OpenSeas or, Magic Eden, am I committing some sort of securities fraudulent transaction?
I would say 99.99999% of the time, no. I think at the end of the day, most people are just trading art, you know, and that is part of a community. If the community is valuable, then the value of that art goes up. And I think it's the same concept really with like any work of art. Is it possible, and I'm not a financial advisor or a lawyer, is it possible for an NFT to act like a security? I do think so.
Like if you claim royalties? Maybe?
Potentially. I mean, I think if there's some type of if it's an equity represented by an NFT, then I think something like that could make sense. And I think that could be a very viable use of the technology in the future. You know, taking real estate or something like that and, being able to break it into NFTs and you could redistribute the rent kind of like a REIT or something like that. But I mean, it really, all OpenSea is a marketplace that sells stuff that people put up there. Like, to go after OpenSea is like going to an art store and going like, hey, all these paintings are securities.
Sure. I mean, it's...
You know what I mean?
I don't know if Trump DAO was more ridiculous than the Wells notice for OpenSea, but hey, stranger things have happened this year, including, get this, Jorge, I don't know if you saw this one, but MasterCard is going to improve crypto. MasterCard.
Tell me more.
MasterCard has pioneered with Mercury Yo to launch a euro.
I think it's Mercurio.
No, it's Mercurio. Okay, they're going to launch a euro-dominated crypto debit card that allows users to spend cryptocurrencies directly from self-custody wallets at over 100 million merchants across Europe. So get this, you could send your crypto to other people through MasterCard infrastructure. I mean, this is just the greatest thing I've ever heard. Why are we even in crypto?
Yeah.
Couldn't I just have money on a regular card and I just buy like a burger in Brussels? Couldn't I just do that and just avoid crypto? Why do I even need crypto? This is ridiculous. In fact, maybe I don't even have money, but MasterCard could just buy me the burger and one day I could just pay them back. We could just do that. I mean, like, why not? Why not? Anyway, apparently this initiative aims to encourage cryptocurrency adoption by integrating digital assets into everyday commerce and stabilizing their use as a medium of exchange. The card's focus on self-custody wallets enhances security somehow and aligns with what is this? It aligns with the original philosophy of decentralization in crypto. I must have been drunk writing this. Giving users greater autonomy over their finances. So there you have it. You guys finally made it. All you Bitcoin maxis out there, you could stand up and applaud. You finally got MasterCard. And what could go wrong? What could go wrong? So Jorge, will you be connecting your wallet to MasterCard so you could utilize your Solana tokens to buy tacos at the Taco Bell? In Brussels, because you can't do it in America because it's illegal and the SEC will come at you with Black Hawk helicopters and murder you.
Like, I just picture Gary Gensler all frail, like the air of the helicopter just pushing him, his skeleton practically visible.
Yeah, he's going to basically redo Kilgore's role from
and
Apocalypse
just
Now.
Pointing at someone and saying like, shoot him. I don't know. But I will say, I think this is a good thing.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, really what these guys want to do is get
They just want to get their foot in the door, right?
That's what it's about. Because the thing that crypto does really
is
well
not use
in comparison
third party to exchange.
Well, yes, but what I'm saying is all the card would do is make your money go from one place to the other faster. Like the settlement time is just so much faster in crypto than it is through banks. You also, in theory, could make the payment without going through an entity that may or may not be liquid or not. I mean, banks can fail if everybody just pulls their money out.
Don't say that. Don't say that. Censor that. We said a lot of things here today. That one is the most criminal statement ever. Don't say that. You cannot say that. What's the matter with you?
So I think that MasterCard sees the writing on the wall and they're like, look, a lot of people are going to want to own their own assets versus having them in a bank. So why not give them the tools to make a payment and make a little bit of money off of it? Like if it gets big enough, 0.001 cents, or in this case euros, can be very profitable if every day there's like 100 million transactions. So, or even, just 1 cent or 2 cents, whatever the fee is. So, I mean, I could see this being very lucrative, but it's going to take a while. I don't, because I mostly hold my crypto or put it in DeFi to work. I don't really use it. I've paid for things with crypto before, very few times, but I don't know. That's just me. Kind of, I guess maybe that's a boring answer, but I do think that long term, this is a good thing.
All right. I believe you.
I'd rather have my own all of my value than have
at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It's a stupid idea. It's stupid. It goes against all our values in this space. But I'm speaking for all of us this time. What's the matter with you people? But maybe MasterCard brings more legitimacy to the idea of crypto. And maybe that works for, your aunt or somebody. I don't know. Whatever. Maybe they bring it up at dinner next time. Hey, I saw that MasterCard is doing that crypto thing again. Whatever. I don't know. You can say, yeah.
This is in Europe.
Oh,
okay. It's probably going to be like, hello, TBC. I am your European grandmother, and I have to tell you that I saw that they are doing the crypto thing with the MasterCard. Isn't it really cool? I can be a Degen just like you.
Update
Sorry,
the people
I don't know what
offended
country
counter
that is.
on this ding. Anyway, moving on.
All right, moving BTC. Everybody knows that I love to talk about Kwon. So here we go. A new update on the Terraform Labs.
God, this is wild.
Crazy Luna hack. Everybody loves to talk about it.
Yeah.
All right. So a wallet associated with Terraform Labs has moved about $62 million worth of Bitcoin. Nobody really knows who exactly did it. People are speculating that it might be Kwon. However, what's a really big deal about this is we don't even know exactly all of the repercussions that are going to befall Kwon. And he still is facing charges in the US and South Korea. So I could be wrong, but I'm under the impression that it's someone who has access. If you have 62 million in Bitcoin, you probably are using some kind of multi-sig. If you aren't, you are a very
Sounds
brave
like financial
person.
advice, Jorge.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We don't offer financial advice.
Jorge, I got a legitimate question here. Do you think?
Okay.
All right, this is just speculation, theory, conspiracy craziness. Do you think Kwon moved $62 million from his hard wallet that was in his ass to his MasterCard?
I mean, he is in Europe.
Do you think?
If there's a place where
He's
he
like,
could do
hey,
it,
I got an idea.
it's Europe. Is Montenegro part of the EU? Hold on. Now I need to Google this. Sorry, Montenegro.
Add him to the list.
Wait, Montenegro.
Oh my God, this is embarrassing.
I need to know. Montenegro.
Do they accept Visa?
Is it in the EU? Neither a member of the European Union or the Eurozone, so I don't know. I don't think he would have been able to.
MasterCard, if you're listening, can you let us know if you operate in Montenegro? And will you be allowing Kwon to put 62 million on his debit? That's all.
That's all we need.
I mean, but
know.
hey,
don't have any
someone's
other
moving Bitcoin. That's good. $62 million with Bitcoin. It's a lot of Bitcoin. And coincidentally, that hash rate got high. The Bitcoin network hash rate, if you didn't see this, reached a new all-time high of, I don't know what this number means, 746 EHs over S's. Whatever. You dorks can tell me in the comments what the hell that means. On September 3rd.
That is a lot. That is a lot.
Okay. Oh, I didn't know you were a dork, Jorge. What is EHs divided by S's? Echo hertz divided by Solanas?
I have no idea. All I know is that it's a lot. And this is from
Ethereum
Bitcoin.com.
haters
So
divided by... Anyway, Anyway, this demonstrates an improved security and fundamentals amidst the declining prices of Bitcoin. Strong confidence, I guess, is part of Bitcoin's long-term sustainability as miners continue to invest in advanced mining techniques and infrastructures. The discount between short-term pricing and a robust, healthy network may be bridged by further bullish market moves following the hash rate milestone and halving events. So, once again, Donald Trump, Kamala Harris, you guys can save Bitcoin just by starting up your competing Aave forks, which I'm looking forward to.
Just imagine, like, Kamala Harris goes on TV. It's like, not only will I give you guys paid family leave, but I will pump your Bitcoin bags to the motherfucking moon. You will be so rich. You're going to be going in your Lambos all day.
I can't wait.
Is that what everybody wants?
I can't wait for the first reporter to ask her to explain how Aave works.
Well, I want to say quickly, though, in all seriousness, now, I'm not a financial expert, but I will say that the hash rate being higher than ever shows that there is a lot of people that are connecting into the Bitcoin network, making the network more powerful, more decentralized, and easier to use. So that being said...
wait a minute.
I think it's a good...
More people are using Bitcoin. So
Well,
why do we need MasterCard and involve themselves in this? Get out of here, MasterCard. We don't need you anymore. Get out.
They just want to cut.
They just want their money.
Don't
cut. Give them your money. Shut them down.
But what I'm trying to say is, this is a very positive sign. It shows that despite the bearish price movement, that there's still people connecting miners to the network and increasing hash rate. So I think the long-term indicator here is that investment in the hardware for Bitcoin is increasing, and that would presume that everybody is betting that more people are going to use Bitcoin, that the price will increase high enough so that way they continue to make profits despite the halving and fees.
Go start your miners, folks. Go run a node. Decentralize the network, and then do an Ethereum node, and then a Solana one. Is that how Solana works? I don't understand Solana.
Look, make your call to Amazon Web Services and start your Solana.
Yeah.
Solana
Until
node.
Solana shuts you off again. All right.
Okay.
Just like this episode.
Everyone...
Cut to black.
Well, hey, look, thank you all so much for watching the Beefy Pod, the official podcast of Beefy, the multi-chain yield optimizer located on over 30 blockchains. We love this show. We love having you, and we hope you enjoyed it. If you want to share this, like and subscribe, we greatly appreciate it. And I know prices are down, but Rectember is if Twitter's right, then Rectember is followed by Uptober. So, fingers crossed. Stay safe.
Bye,
Cheers.
everybody.